Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen. Husker Online. Long time cop, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office. Good morning, happy Friday to you. Steve Sipple out today, flying back from Indianapolis. I am Jake Sorensen. Bill Busch is with us. Jay Foreman stepping in for Sip today. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to see you on Early Break.
Bill, good morning. This is awesome. This is much time together.
Yeah.
Long-time friends, but talk a lot and text a lot and get a chance. I was very excited when Jake gave me the news that you were filling in today.
I was just blessed that he gave me the invitation.
This is a very B-list, but we'd like to say Jay listen to his show all the time. Text him or call in or something during it, so enjoy that. So I know a few things. I'll be a little out of the loop because you guys were boots on the ground. At Media Day, so I'm looking forward to hearing some of the. It's just different when you're talking to him face to face. You know, hearing
absolutely
just having. You get body language, you get a vibe, you get a feel for all those like that. So I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thing. I know it'll be tremendous.
Hey, before we get going, I just want to see if we have things fixed from Tuesday. Remember we had video issues? If you guys are watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, or Allo, channel 951, can you confirm to us there's no echo today? That would help me out a lot today.
Yes.
I got back at 1:17 a.m. this morning. 1:17.
And I know that because you sent a pin to us.
Yeah.
Yes, I said
in our group chat to me and to Bill and Sip, I put the pin, my house, ... Now 1:17 a.m.
I was checking in on you throughout the drive.
You were. I appreciate
I texted
that.
several times throughout the. I had you coming in at 45. Stop somewhere.
You were right.
I already know. The stories I heard on the way out, just wondering what happened.
So I had to drop Vershawn off in Omaha. You know, he lives in North Omaha, which when I picked him up, it was not that far off the interstate. It really was pretty convenient. It was not the same way taking him home.
So he had a different. Take him to a different.
I took him to his dealership, and then he said, "No, let's go to my house actually, or to his other house." And so I was in Omaha for like a half hour, basically.
Just driving around Omaha?
Now, I wasn't very pleased. You can assume this is like
you're 9 hours in.
This is about midnight now.
Yeah.
Like, yep, this is cool. And then I learned that, hey, I was going to bring Terrell Farley back here. He had his car parked here. He said, no, it ain't there anymore. Can you take me back to my house? Well, I don't want to give his location, but he is way south Lincoln. I'm talking way south. So we get back to Lincoln. I ride 84th all the way down to Yankee Hill area. You know, and I drive back to my house. I parked at 1. Just sleep within 50.
Which has amazed me and Jay.
Yeah,
we're amazed. I couldn't do that.
It would take me after driving that long. You would think you go to sleep quick like Jake, but it would take me 30, 45
You guys
minutes.
can easily.
You gotta
realize. I'd have to do something. I'd have to have turn the TV on for a little bit or something. I couldn't do that.
I mean, I drove the whole time. I drove. That's about 10. It ended up being about 10 hours plus because of the stops and because of the going to Omaha and South Lincoln. So it was 10 plus hours. I drove the whole time. Now I would say I really got tired the last hour and a half, but Vershawn helped me out. He was talking, asking some questions, so it kept me awake. And then Farley on the way back to Lincoln was just sleeping, so that didn't help out at all. But that's what he does. It's just sleep all the time. So that's fine.
Like a little baby.
Look, we're here, though. I made it. There's coffee
incredible.
back there. We'll get during the break. I know you're getting it yet, Bill, but we'll get some.
What are we hearing from the text line?
No echo.
Echo.
It's a good start. No echo on the YouTube stream, the video stream. So that's a good start to the day. And again, those asking, Sip is probably in the air right now. He gets back this morning at some point. He'll be back Monday though for the show. But again, we're happy to have Jay Foreman stepping in today for him. And good to see you again, Bill. It's been a few days.
It's been a couple days. It's been 2 days like that. So I'll delve into that a little deeper.
Yes,
later on.
Before we get to Idle Chit Chat, we have to get to the renewyourauto.com roll call. As this happens, Jay, on Friday mornings, we get to see where people are listening from.
Oh yeah, you guys have people from all across the world, right?
Now we did on Wednesday. I did a roll call, just because I want to see how people are doing from Indianapolis. We got to about 40 states that.
Yeah,
morning.
we had like our
and
record,
the Philippines.
Like our record's 44.
Yes,
it's 44 states is our
Oh,
record,
that's
and
awesome.
some other
and
countries.
we'll do it again in the season. We will get to 50 for sure. I guarantee you. We'll get to 50.
Delaware let us down.
Delaware, Ryan.
And we
Delaware.
have a guy from Delaware listens every day. The one day we do it, doesn't call in.
Okay, so here's the deal.
God knows we love it.
RenewYourAuto.com roll call 402-464-5685. Text your name, your age, and where you're listening from. Anything else today, Bill, you want from the listeners?
Shoe size.
Shoe size. Shoe size.
Yeah.
Jay, what's your shoe size, Jay?
15.
Oh my God, that's a boat.
Yeah.
That's a boat right there. It's a boat. Again, ceramic coatings and much more. RenewYourAuto.com. Here are the answers so far. We got a guy in Chico, California.
Chico. No,
It is 407.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
407.
I've been to the Chico area for recruiting.
Russ in the Highlands is age 56. Ryan in Delaware is here today.
Thank you, Ryan.
38 years old, Jay.
Yeah, Ryan, hey, nothing like a comeback, Ryan.
He still regrets not being there.
He does.
Yeah,
He felt
he's
bad.
texting. I feel so bad I wasn't there for the roll call. We've got who in Columbus?
That's too late now.
No, do it. Come on. Who in Columbus?
Bird.
He's actually, though, in Manitoba, Canada right now.
Is he fishing? Is Bird, are you
He's
fishing?
gotta be fishing.
Got to be fishing.
He's about to go walleye fishing
Is
these
he?
days.
Could we please keep us posted on that, Bird?
We need pictures.
And text some pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Text some pictures in.
Mitt in Arkansas, age 58.
Mitt. It's a
Kent,
great name.
Kenton Lincoln. We got active duty Husker in Richmond, Virginia. Paul in Dodge City, age 24, shoe size 12.
Nice.
Robert Chattanooga, East Lincoln West, TC in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Roger in Havelock. We got Robert in Bixby, Oklahoma. Noah in Hamilton, Ohio. Someone in Redfield, Iowa, down by the river.
Down by the river.
Down by the river. Ben in Chicago. Crawford in Wichita Falls. We got Sean in Eagle. Okie Husker in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got Sanderson in Holland, Nebraska. Not the country, but Holland, Nebraska. We got Clayton Lincoln, Big Lumbo, Walleye. Bird is getting a walleye and pike, by the way. Not just walleye and pike.
Nice.
Yeah. Only one's edible, though.
Actually,
You
not
like
trying to be counterproductive on it, but pike's actually just as good as walleye
Wow.
to eat. But it
Is
is
this a myth here?
40 times harder to clean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal to clean.
Right, yeah.
And so you have to know what you're doing to get the Y bones out. Plus, generally with northern, you're dealing with just some incredible fish slime on the fish. It's a way different type of thing. So for that part, Jay, it's not really edible for me because I generally don't keep them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you go through the work, that it's doable.
Rob in Grand Island, Officer McLeod in Columbus, Ron in Las Vegas with us this morning, Bill and Bennett. Thank you to all the listeners. Somebody in Harbor Springs, Michigan. That's Patrick.
Nice.
Harbor Springs, Michigan. So thank you for listening. That is, again, our RenewYourAuto.com roll call, sponsored by RenewYourAuto.com, your go-to for ceramic coatings and much more window tintings in Lincoln's RenewYourAuto.com roll call. Anything for idle chit-chat, Bill? I don't need the
Well, it's a little idle like that, but we have this luck to have Jay in here. Just talk to us a little bit, Jay. You're in day 2 or day 3 NFL camp because you've been to so many. So just kind of what did it feel like starting NFL camp? Here's the thing that jumps out to me and that is so different is when I watch NFL camps and I see the guys stretching. In college, it's like Full Metal Jacket stretching.
Right.
It is like, and I watch the pros and it's kind of lean. They're kind of everyone's talking. It's much more chill, a little bit. Now I know when the ball snaps, it's not, and I know when those things are going. But just tell us what it's like to report to camp in the NFL.
Every year it's excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And there's anxiety too, because you have a little bit of anxiety, like, have I made improvements, and will I play up to my expectations or wants? But you're starting to play for the real deal. And especially early in my career, Buffalo, we kind of knew we were a playoff team, and we're trying to see if we can get over the hump. Day 2 or 3, you start to get a little sore, and then you start to separate yourself. And as far as the stretching goes, some guys don't need to stretch at all. Some guys really take it serious. But the thing about the NFL versus college, you're pretty much your owner, operator, sole proprietor, and all the coaches kind of get out of the way. You know this.
Of your own body, right?
In your own body.
You're a pro.
You're a pro.
Yeah.
Now, some players work really well in those type of arenas, and then some with those young rookies don't. So that's where you see where Some guys fail and some guys make it, but I think once you get to about day 5 or 6, you've probably hit a couple days. You kind of get that out of all the wolfing and stuff without the pads, and you hit. Then it's like, oh man, the neck is real sore and stuff like that. But the way that they do training camp now, it's a breeze. It really is.
When I watch it, it looks a little bit different. What was it? It had to be more exciting that after whatever 7 to 8, 9, 10 days tops, probably, that you guys went into a game routine.
Right. Yeah.
So camp, like in college, the 29 practices, it was just 29 straight, and there was no. There'd be a scrimmage in there, but that's not like, hey, we're gonna get on a plane and go to Baltimore.
Right.
We're gonna go through our normal routine in the hotel and next day game. That's got to help a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. It breaks up the kind of monotony, especially when we did training camp. We actually look forward to it. And what they really started to do towards the end of my career, and about when I was in years 6, 7, 8, and 9, well, I wasn't in camp, but kind of got it at the end of the year, was that we'd have a inter squad scrimmage, and then we'd play them. So it was good. You kind of got like a little bit of cliff notes before you play. In the first preseason game, I was fortunate enough to be, starting most of the time. It would help me because then I could ramp up like I was getting ready to play. I would play. Then I could really sit back and evaluate, okay, this is what I need to get, tighten up on, whether it's pregame routine or, okay, I needed to get better at this from practice. This was good. This wasn't good. So I liked it that we were kind of like going step by step and checklist for me. And then by the time I got to that third preseason game, which they don't have anymore because we had 4, I was in full game mode.
Yeah. Well, that there's so many things that you delve so deep to be able to go into that. But it's just cool to see talk to someone that's been through the camp live, because now that's the number one thing on TV. Turn the ESPN
it's all day now.
It's all day, nothing
NFL,
but just different video clips and stuff. I've seen enough video clips of Aaron Rodgers running this little bootleg drill that he does. It's been on like 400 times.
Garrett Wilson for that touchdown like for 5,000 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Idle Chit. Our good friends at Newton's Lawn Care called me today for a free quote for a lawn fertilizer program. All right. Big Ten Media Days. We were there in Indianapolis on Wednesday and Thursday.
And yesterday. That's just amazing that we were just there yesterday.
We were just there. We talked to the likes of Matt at our booth. We had Ethan Piper, Luke Reimer. We had
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen stopped by. Blake Corum sat down with our crew.
Mo Jenkins Jr. I know his dad very well.
Yes.
The reproduction of Chris Jenkins Jr. was very well. He is
He's a big
dude,
boy,
as you know.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
But again, so
what? I'm gonna throw a question at you guys in. Of the other, when I say other, you guys spoke to a couple big time running backs.
Absolutely.
Was who stood out when you're just sitting with them, because they're talented. They're already representing their team at the Big Ten Media Days. So let's say, hey, they're really talented. What guys stood out like wow, that's a real dude.
How about the Corum was wearing? He had like blue. Was it suede?
It looked like it was suede.
Had blue suede.
He looked
jacket.
like he was going to the ESPYs.
Really?
He did.
Oh,
he's all ready to be offensive rookie of the year, going to ESPYs. If he happens to get into the Heisman, voting,
he's going to be looking good.
He's definitely road trip. He's definitely rookie road trip first game.
He was a
first
pretty
check.
happy. He was happy to sit down. Vershawn was tapping him. Come on, sit down, Blake, and he was good stuff. Blake was entertaining. We saw Braylon Allen actually at dinner the night before. We were at St. Elmo's, the steakhouse. And Braylon Allen with Amon Green, obviously Packers legend, Husker legend, running back legend in the state of Wisconsin. Braylon comes over and chats with Amon Green in the middle of St. Elmo's, and did it again yesterday at Media Days. Very, very cool to see that conversation.
Man. Great kid, big old man, big old dude.
When you we had to defend him this year at that, when he was warming up, I was like, okay, he looks exactly what I thought he looked like on film. Actually, probably a little better.
Yep.
When he came by in drills, I was like, okay,
there was no the film wasn't grainy.
Yeah, it was definitely
4K for him.
He's a big boy.
Isn't it impressive though when you get around young men that carry themselves so well? Yeah. I heard a lot of interviews. I was driving a bunch these last couple of days, and all of them were very impressive.
Yeah, one guy that besides those two that really stood out to me was Cooper DeJean
Yes,
from Iowa.
Was he on Wednesday?
I saw him while coaching AAU basketball. This is years ago, and I was like, this dude can. I mean, he could flat out hoop. And then obviously I've seen him play, but the very humble, because a humble young man. He's from a town of 900 people. Never has lost where he's from, but he's obviously superior athlete, but carries just very calm. So, and you could kind of see why Iowa's defense has been, pretty good the last few years, just because of this kind of like, rinse and repeat. But Jake, I wanted to get your opinion and also build the contrast between Braylon Allen and Blake Corum. It's not just the size; it's just the way, like Blake Corum is flash, like boom, I'm here. Braylon Allen just walks with the kind of like Derrick Henry. Hey, listen, I am that dude. I am the alpha, but you would never know by talking to him. Great guy. Really, really inquisitive. He was asking Amon. I was sitting there talking to him listening when he was talking to Amon. What can he do to be better? Asking, have you seen me play? Then asked me as a defender what I thought. So he's trying to be a sponge of information, trying to obviously expand his game.
Yeah, that one of the most impressive traits that is people that are inquisitive, and then people that have the ability to laugh at themselves. Take this. Be like those two, because whenever you're in the room with someone that just has no ability to laugh at themselves, you just want to leave the room. They're just like this guy is like got the answers to everything. He's got everything, and usually those people are just listening to respond. They're not listening to learn. And you get the ones that listen to learn and are always asking like that. In the coaching world, Dave Aranda was the best that I was ever around. Whoever came to visit us, whether we were at Utah State, Wisconsin, or LSU, I was with him at 3 different times. Whoever walked in the door. So if we're sitting there and it's Del High School coaches, and say it's Jim Knowles visited one time from Oklahoma State at the time. We're all sitting there talking. We're doing practice, doing football. Right away, we'll be asking, how are you guys handling that? He's talking to the high school coach.
Yeah.
What's your guys' best pursuit drill? He asks everyone. He takes notes on everyone. Never once is he like, you realize that I'm the D coordinator at LSU and you're at Delta State. Yeah. He's like, what are you guys doing on this? How are you guys handling this tempo? What are you guys doing? Anything? I mean, he was always asking, trying to learn and take notes down and stuff. So it was impressive.
Real quick, I read a story about him that I don't know if you guys were having trouble with the spread kind of RPO. He said he got a tip from a high school coach. I was just reading up on him, because he was starting to ascend. And he's like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Obviously gathering in his notes and helped you guys.
I flew during spring recruiting and spent half a day, 5 hours with a high school coach in Texas. That Dave said, hey, listen, I've talked to this guy. Well, I'd like you to visit with him. And what it was the Iowa State, basically the Iowa State defense, as far as the bonus safety, odd front, that type of look that they were doing, just to have different change-ups, because the situation was when you're trying to battle, who do you have to beat? Well, we had to beat Alabama, who was throwing RPOs like crazy, to Judy and those guys. So it was like in Tua and it was like incredible talent. I mean, it was 5 first-rounders at the and so that was one of the reasons we were so intrigued with it, of how do we do something to play this?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so I want to get to some stuff from yesterday with Matt Rule. He was obviously at our booth. He was at the podium. He took the side podium as well as the 3 players for Nebraska. And his big theme, basically with our station, all the stations at the podium, was that we need Nebraska to be feared again. Nebraska is not feared right now. We understand that after 6 straight missed bowl games. He said the goal for the season is, quote, we want to be a team that you say, you know what, that team's feared. But we're not at that point yet. We're at a point where I believe we have to take back the respect of what it means to play Nebraska and to be at Nebraska. I want people to respect when they see that white helmet with the red N on it. I want our fans to respect us when they pay their money to come watch us play. And I want our opponents to respect us. And I want all of college football to respect the way Nebraska plays the game. And most importantly, I want our players to respect what it means to be a Cornhusker and playing at Nebraska. This season for me is all about us not just earning, but taking back respect and bringing back respect to Nebraska football. That was Matt Rule's that was at the podium, but also that was his main message yesterday. Thoughts on that?
It's a great opening statement, and obviously I've always very impressed. I always want. Someone says you want to listen to a coach talk. I really want to hear his open. That's the number one thing here. Instead of one-on-one interviews are all very good. The opening statement is, and what he has to build mention, because generally you do at all levels of your life, you will get what you emphasize.
Right.
You will get what you emphasize, sure. And so when your emphasis is to be a tough, physical, just the brand of Nebraska, over instead of being like, we're going to do this on offense and we're going to make this adjustment and we're going to build a throw, all this stuff. That's all great, but the baseline that he came up with sounded very, very good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was big for Matt Rule. His first, broad landscape, first impression. He's going to knock it out of the park, and he knows that what people want. And he didn't make any promises, but only thing he could promise is, that he wants them to earn it, and that's a good base point from where they're at. But I also think that I would have probably amped up the expectations. I think that one thing that Nebraska could, instead of saying we're going to prove everybody wrong, let's prove ourselves right. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really good mindset to have internally, and then it would exude real and confidence. But a real good job there. Fit in. It seemed he's been there before, and that's just right in his wheelhouse of giving an open statement.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt he was comfortable. Again, the guy loves talking. Both a former college coach, NFL coach, a failed NFL coach, but now back in the college game where he's been successful. But yeah, he's somebody that is respected, even though he had the rough tenure in Carolina. You see him walk around Lucas Oil's team, and people are shaking his head. Not just like I'm not trying to bash you guy, but Tom Allen was there, the Indiana coach. No one talked to him. Nobody. He's just walking around, just doing his stuff with BTN, doing his stuff with the Indiana sports station, but nobody's talking to Tom Allen.
Tom Allen. It was like if say like you have a pulled hamstring, one of you guys. I mean, I used to hate this about players. You have a pulled hamstring, or you say you got an ankle, then all of a sudden your teammates wouldn't talk to him. Yeah, that's the way to Tom Allen. They were like, oh, that's a dude on a serious hot seat. He's week to week, day to day for him. I still think Tom Allen's a good coach. It's probably not going to work out for him, but
doesn't look like it.
He could have walked in and out, and nobody would have batted an eye.
The interview with him. So I listened to the Big Ten Network that they interviewed him, and so I don't know if it was Channel 84, but anyway, I listened to his, and he was so amped up, and it was just if they asked him a question, do you like your team this year? 400 words.
Right.
I mean, it was so fast and it was so quick. And then right after him, Luke Fickell was on, and it was like, oh wow, this is like a whole different. And the
Fickell's
answers, and it was just, I mean,
pressure's low.
But it was just so different, And now, I think Tom Allen's interview, if you went back and listened to one of his better years they had way early on, it'd probably be the same.
Right. Yeah.
He's just that way. He's always fast. That's just the way he normally is. But it was just a difference when you listen to him. I didn't get to listen to everybody. I listened to Purdue, and so I had 4 or 5 when I was driving. I was able to listen to. I did not get to hear all of Coach Rule's because it just wasn't on at that time.
Yeah, but again, I think that in general, if you talk to anybody that was there, they would say it was a positive.
Oh yeah,
as we expected. Again, no one's surprised. Oh, that Matt Rule did well at the podium. He's really good at it, but. There was nothing that was eye-opening. I thought, I was like, okay, what he said that? No, he's very polished. He knows what he's doing. It felt like a guy that is actually in control and command of what he wants to do.
One thing real quick, Jake, he did, which I appreciated, that he highlighted all 3 players that came, which didn't happen last year. And and I think that, first of all, if I'm a player back in Lincoln listening to that, I appreciate that, because
absolutely,
those guys are representing us in the locker room. That's Bill, and for a coach to go and kind of give a little Cliff Notes, intel on all of them, I really appreciated that from a coaching perspective.
Everyone hears them, and then down the road, let's just say that Luke Reimer is down Raleigh, and all of a sudden he's talking Illinois. Well, they've heard the opening statements, so they have more information on them. Right. It's like, oh wow. So you went from being a walk-on to representing to this, or you went from this to this, or whatever it is having some information to help them out. It'd be being more like, all right, Luke, football, huh? You like that? Instead of having this. So it's legit by them to help out.
Yeah.
And that should be your focus. That's why you selected those three.
Well, I want to give a quick shout out too, because I go back, like you said, Jay, last year was not good. Nebraska was, I think, there in Indy for a total of 3 hours. Like they flew that morning and flew back. It was only a few hours, Bill. They were not the night before.
They were like a quick shower in Florida.
One of the things you do on these that it's so well known that you go, and it may not work every time, but generally like the night before, the head coach takes you and the sports information director and 3 or 4 representatives. You go to dinner. You go to St. Elmo's. You go to a big. This is your time because you can legally do that.
Absolutely,
you can take them out and you can do all this. And guess what? If you have to get a reservation at a steakhouse and it's the head coach from Nebraska,
you're getting in.
You're getting in.
Yeah.
Well, and I just think again that they were in and out quickly. They didn't spend the night at all. And I see Matt Rule posting on Twitter yesterday Ethan Piper eating the shrimp cocktail, the very spicy hot shrimp cocktail, which I also
the same one that
destroyed me.
Hard head makes for a soft butt. Not listen.
The situation, Jay. What happened?
So Jake was asking.
We have stomach issues.
No.
I was warned. I was warned ahead of time. I did
multiple times, and I said, Jake,
whatever.
Don't take a big scoop of this, man. I'm telling you. I told him about when I went down there on a free agent visit.
Yeah.
Had a bald head at that time, and so they bring you there and they ask, hey, you ever been here? You heard about it? I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to I'm trying to just be in there, but I hadn't. I took a big scoop, and Bill, I was sweating profusely, right? So I told the story, Bill, not once.
What do I do?
Not twice. Told him 3 different times,
and he's sitting right by
sitting right next to him.
Right next to him.
I look over. Boom! Big scoop.
Because what happened?
He said, "Watch this."
Face,
tears,
face was red.
I teared up.
You didn't listen.
The other table were looking at him. People behind us and laughing at him.
They said, "Watch this."
Yeah,
and it was bad.
Yeah,
delicious. I kept eating. I had 2 or 3 shrimp when I was there, but man, that stuff's intense. I've never had something like that before.
It will open up your pores.
Horseradish sauce is that.
Oh, I love horseradish sauce, so I liked it. But I would have. You know what? It's like this. Feet first time.
Yeah,
to get in the pool.
He went head first.
Yeah,
he went into the cold end.
And Jay's like, "What are you doing?" And that's your own fault.
That's your fault.
But anyways, Matt Rule is posting a video of Ethan Piper eating because they're embracing the experience. And again, this is another shout out and kudos to Keith Mann and the guys for setting this up. I mean, those guys got there early yesterday. We were on the air, so it's obviously Eastern time. So we began at 7. Me and Sip went 7 to 9. And I think before 10 o'clock, those guys already maybe at 10 or right after. And they gave us like a 45-minute window to get Matt Rule, to get Piper, Reimer, Jeff Sims, and all those guys were there for 10, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And they gave us good content. And I just appreciate that they knew that was important. And it was a chance for us to show them off and ask them good questions. And I think all those guys appreciated us being there too, and all the Nebraska
Trev
stations.
came on for about 32 minutes. Yeah, 32
half
minutes.
Hour, Trev.
That's huge. Yeah, it is. That was
embrace it. Embrace the place you're at.
Top down, but you have to. Like you already said the name. It's you got to have to give a lot of credit to Keith Mann.
Yeah,
because I'm sure he was it. Okay, been to this exact one before because there's a lot of similarities, but I'm telling you, anytime that I've coached in different leagues. Big Ten, SEC, Mountain West, Pac, whatever, all those. There's something that's different.
Right.
There's something that's different. Don't tell me it wasn't different. We're going to go to the Pac-12 day. It was one day.
Right.
So it's different.
Yeah.
Everything about it's different.
Yeah.
So Keith Mann had him and also must have at some point in time probably said something to him like, hey, 93.7 the ticket is what everyone listens to all day long.
Yep.
And they're going to be there. Full staff is going to be there. So I think this is important. And then obviously Coach Rule was like, absolutely.
Right.
And so that's a big piece.
I mean, you want the media on your side. You want the media to respect you and thank you, not to be like, I mean, last year, Frost didn't sit down and we had the players for seriously a total of 5 minutes. It was
2 minutes and 15 seconds per player.
Yeah.
We had
Garrett Nelson and a couple of the guys
didn't come over, I think. And it wasn't that they didn't want to.
I know.
He
would
have loved to come over.
It wasn't a priority, and I think that's the thing. It came Keith Mann and Trev, and maybe they were a little handcuffed. Plus, they came in the night before, and I mean, take it even back for these 3 guys that are going right. So they're in some sort of leadership position.
Yeah.
Right. You're not going to bring these guys there, and these guys aren't respected on their team. about the experience for them. Ethan Piper on there and it made him reflect on how far he's came, as far as believing in himself and playing a little bit better through spring ball, as a former player, and then looking up to your coach. All those things mean it. Now, will it lead to us going up? Most likely not, but it's going to help you build that team concept if you're able to do so.
It's one of the classics in coaching where you talk about, if we do this, we have to do this. It doesn't guarantee us a win. But if you don't do it, it will guarantee that you'll lose.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing guaranteed. Oh, yeah, if we do this, we're going to well, no. But if you don't do all the little things, all this stuff, no, then you will lose.
It'll crack. It'll be a crack in your armor real quick.
Yeah.
By the way, from the text line, someone says, where can you find the segment with Trev Alberts? All these interviews, you can go to our YouTube page, 93.7 The Ticket. All of them are out there. They're cut. And if you want to listen to it, you also go to theticketfm.com. We have the podcast. There is a Big Ten Media Days tab on the podcast page of
Plenty
our
of
website.
Content. Yeah, we had guys from Michigan
every
State,
interview
everywhere.
cut up.
Yeah, it was everybody. I think from the one thing I realized from us going last year, I think there was 4 of us last year, right? 6 this year. But the work we did last year set us up for where people, even when we were leaving, the one, I don't know where they were from. They're like, you guys are leaving. Well, you guys have done, great this week. Where I think we made an impact throughout all the other programs. I got to talk to Luke Fickle for about 5 minutes off air.
We had wrapped up already. So we got to put our stuff away. He came over finally.
I got to talk to him because I know him, outside of it, talk to him, and so he's really great. But other people know about us in respect to the way that we treat their athletes and coaches. And so, for DP and them, it was good to kind of increase the presence.
Look at the screen right now, Bill. Look at Blake Corum's jacket. That's the
that's
the blue suede jacket we're talking about.
Yeah, there's the running back. There's All-American.
Chris Jenkins. Yep, Chris Jenkins. Both those guys sat down with us on BTN right now. Yep. Blake Corum, Chris Jenkins Jr.
Jenkins
gave an incredible jacket.
Oh my! And he's such a happy dude. Like he was happy to
look in that jacket.
Regal.
Yes,
regal.
He would look very good.
He looked really regal.
Get a haircut and throw Sipple in that jacket. It'd be incredible.
We should make that happen.
You should do a day in the life of Sipple, getting a haircut and wearing that jacket to an event.
That'd be must-watch TV.
Or to a game, right into the press box.
Right in the press box with that.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about Minnesota, the situation. PJ Fleck did talk to the media. Did he answer questions that you wanted to know from the situation regarding the hit piece on him? Discuss that next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple or Bill Busch. 3-7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL. Gaina Trucking guarantees a full round job, but a career. Gaina insurance, 401k with company match, an assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August the 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 0% interest for 60 more combines. Each combine includes our A+ Up program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family. Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 Tall Boys, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply without even knowing at 6701 Cornhusker Way. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget to deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from Tuesday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Need relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. Only $2.88 a day. LES helps live special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/fans.
Register your kids for the Nebraska Kids Club today. Don't miss your chance to get free tickets, exclusive events, and concessions vouchers for this season. For only $35 get and more. For more information, visit huskers.com/kids club. Do you have a newborn or know someone who does? Their infant membership is the perfect gift for your newest Husker fan. They even have a free membership option. Visit huskers.com/kids club today. The Nebraska Kids Club, presented by Hy-Vee.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Simple, you are an idiot.
Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and The Ticket FM.
Once again, thanks to Jay Foreman for stepping in for SIP today. You got in at 12:30 last night.
Yeah. Jay doesn't have much more sleep than you.
No, he's got at the most an hour.
Hey, I'm dealing with the dog.
Yeah,
I got a puppy.
We got Sugar, the new dog at the Busch household. That's keeping Bill up at all hours of the day and night.
She was really good last night. I had to get up once with that. My wife did that one, and so I was just up early, so it was easy.
We're all lacking a little sleep today. It's fine. We push through. It's what we do.
It's football season.
It's football season. That's what happens. You guys
are
both used to this as player and coach over here.
Yeah.
What happens?
We're not used to it anymore, but we know how to.
We know how to go. You know how to get used to it.
Channel our inner football player and coach, right?
Yes. Hey, by the way, I'm told that it is DP's birthday today.
Oh, it is?
61 years old. DP.
Nice. Yeah. Happy birthday, DP.
I believe he's in Salt Lake City this weekend for UFC.
UFC tomorrow.
There.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to DP. I was hearing that. People are texting me that on the text. Right. So shout out to DP.
That's awesome.
Okay. So at Media Days, again, we heard yesterday from the likes of Luke Fickell, Jim Harbaugh, Matt Rule, and PJ Fleck in Minnesota. So we were at Media Days on Wednesday, and during the middle of the afternoon, a piece dropped from a outlet called Front Office Sports that was saying that PJ Fleck had some players who said there's a cult-like atmosphere there with something like the Fleck Bank, where if you had some issues with some things, you could build up some Fleck Bank points through goodwill or certain things to kind of get out of the doghouse, so to speak, for PJ Fleck in the program. Also, just there was some, just overall, it was a kind of an attack piece on PJ Fleck. Now, he spoke to the media yesterday, and I got to give him credit. When Matt Rule was doing stuff with us, Fleck was doing Radio Row too. He was not dodging Radio Row. He did his stuff, did BTN, did the podium, and he basically was like, Mark Coyle, the AD, it has our back here. We We believe we're running a good program. We saw what happened, but we believe we have this thing going right. What were your thoughts? Fleck had to say, Jay, Bill.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little backstory. I think it's it's a professor that's kind of been coming out with this like 2 or 3 times. Whether I guess he has an axe to grind with the football program, and I think PJ Fleck, it gave him a tremendous amount of confidence when the AD comes out first.
Absolutely.
And it's like, there's nothing here. That's the first response, right? You know this, Bill, right? Your first response. So it empowers the coach to answer the questions, ideally, honestly. But he didn't dodge it. The one thing is, I came in. He was Adam Rittenberg. Yep. Adam Rittenberg is the one that just blew up the Northwestern thing. PJ Fleck sat there and talked with him at least one segment. That's 20 minutes that I saw. Brett McMurphy was there, so those are two dudes that
those are national dudes,
and those are the 2 dudes when something goes wrong, they on it.
McMurphy, and by the way, McMurphy had the big news about Colorado going to the Big 12, which is again official as of yet. It's happening. They're going to the Big 12. Right. You voted unanimously, and he was reporting
and
that.
What year are they
from
going?
media days for the Big 10?
And what year are they going?
Next year, 2024.
That was going.
The stuff with Coach Fleck. First of all, some of the stuff that I read, some of it was like the culture, and then he made people clap when he came into a room. I've seen that at numerous places I've been at, because it's not about clap for me. It's like when meetings start and there's energy.
Right, yeah.
It's like that's normal. Right. All of a sudden, for a meeting to start, there's a boom, boom, boom. Let's get going.
Yeah,
and I read it as it was almost like it was very timely released right during media.
Absolutely,
right. Like it came out hours before he spoke.
Well, it was
on
the day
Podium,
before, but still,
so it came out at the correct time.
Yep.
Like I said, I just don't see there's any basis to it. I'm sure there's something, but people talk about he even said, he goes, there was no Fleck bank, there was no coins given out. But Jay, you and me both know there's certain people, when you do everything right all the time,
you get the benefit.
The benefit of it. That's part of the deal. Right. I mean, that's just part of the deal. It's like, but someone shows up, this is time 12.
Right.
At that, and someone is there does something, he's there for 4 years, and all of a sudden his alarm doesn't go off one morning, or something happens, and all of a sudden he's going to run the same. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works. Now, your career, that's how it works. Right. But if you have done everything and you've given your heart and soul to that, so I really think it's probably going to be an uplifting situation more than a negative.
Right, for the football team.
The football team's going to bond. They're going to be.
He's going to run with that too.
He's going to run with it, and it's going to be more of an uplifting part. And I always err on coach's side, because if you're not in the room like that, there's a lot. And also I got to thinking about with this is that everyone's not liked.
Yep, you're right.
Everyone's not liked.
Yeah,
like that. I told someone the other day on the phone, Tom Osborne is an icon in the state, one of my personal mentors, really good friends, all these different things. Jay, there's a lot of people who don't like him.
Right.
That played for him.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Maybe it's playing time. Maybe it was whatever. I mean, there's 85 on scholarship, and they play 11 at a time. Yeah. So there's always somebody. If you go back, there's a lot of books written in the past about Nebraska. There's been the inside story that no one cared about. Right. They just kind of went like this, like that. That's just the way life works sometimes. I heard somebody tell me one time they didn't like Johnny Cash. How does that happen?
What?
Exactly. How does that happen?
Don't trust
so that tells you right there. So my point is, in this profession, that's just the way it is. There's no way that I think that since I came on this show that everyone likes me. I'm like, there's people right now, they're like, I turn it off when Busch comes on.
Right. That's the way it is.
That's just is.
The program was, quote, fraught with intimidation and toxicity. PJ Fleck said, here's the quote, "We have full support of our athletic director, Mark Coyle, and our university leader. This is a similar story that gets peddled every single year." And regarding the Fleck Bank, you mentioned this, Bill, he says, quote, "There was no currency ever changed. There were no coins that ever existed. It was analogy simply to explain an investment for life, a life lesson for investment. Simply that. No one ever got out of any type of punishment for that." Regarding the Fleck Bank.
Yeah, I mean, I think only thing I would say when you have a big personality like him is you have the mantra. You set yourself up to be kind of poked at. But I will say this: there's not a successful coach hasn't gone from the hero to the villain and then maybe back to hero, and that's where he's at right now. Right? You came in, bro. You built it up. Okay, how did you build? Then they want to take you down, and so you got to kind of like batten the hatches a little bit. This situation is totally different than Northwestern. You could tell.
Yeah, that's the one thing too. It's like right away. This is spot on, Jay. This is not Northwestern.
Right. It's totally different. And listen, there's a great story about Jimmy Johnson, and they talking about Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith came in after having a binger at training camp, and somebody asked him, "Are you going to make them run?" He's like, "Look, I police everybody the same, but some people I police different based on how good they are." Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin have different rules. There are rules, but they got different ones.
Phillips one on Campbell about running the time mile, and he goes, "Well, he struggled running the his time." He goes, "Well, if it's something about if it's third in a mile, I won't use him." So like that. It's like we're gonna let this guy. Then there's and again, it's like there's just different ways to handle it. Jay's right about his personality is going to bring probably a little bit more to you than maybe a Brett Bielema is a little bit more like this. Kirk Ferenz a little bit more. It doesn't have a lot of the PJ does a lot of. He has a lot of quotes and different things he has, and row the boat and different things, and he runs up and down the side corridors and does that.
He sure does.
That's who he is. And I did text several people yesterday that have coached on his staff currently right now that have coached on his staff, and I said, just they're into this, and they're like, no. They're like there was nothing unethical, one bit. And this would be people that would text me and be like, "Yeah, might get interesting." Nope. Exact words were, "Nope. There's nothing unethical going on."
Yeah, there's two players, Blake Cashman and Carter Kaufman. I've been knowing them since they've been in like 4th, 5th grade. They're in the NFL now. And he did right by Blake, and that's what I've met with PJ twice, in this offseason when I was up in Minneapolis, and they were like, no. Now he said that it's kind of like where Matt Rule came in, and he changed it. What the expectations, they had some issues up there, but he wanted them to go to class, right? He wanted them in the front of class. He wanted them to do stuff together. So for guys that hadn't been used to that or exposed to that or been getting away without doing it, it's a problem. And look, like you said, Minnesota might not listen. Nebraska wasn't for everybody. It wasn't for T. Martin, who ended up playing in the NFL and winning a national championship. It wasn't for Odell James. It wasn't for Hines Ward. He wanted to go to Georgia, but when you have a team that's winning and you do it a certain way, it's not for Alabama's not for everybody. I just was listening to a podcast for the guys down in Georgia. They said, listen, if you want a whole bunch of free time and you don't want to work hard, Georgia is not the place for you.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. There's guys that are going to go there and be like, man, this isn't for me. And then you know what the easy thing to do? Oh, but let's blame Coach Busch.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's toxic. I love that word too. Toxic. Yeah. What happened? No, I didn't do things right. He corrected me. We talked to.
He held me accountable. You made me go to class.
We had to do this. Yeah. All of a sudden, just little things with that. No, I will say, when there's certain things are getting dealt with, the great ones, and I think all good coaches, and everyone does. There's certain things that are also everyone does get treated the same. That would be if the team meeting starts at 7, you're in there at whatever time. We're in there. Right. There is no coming at 7:08 like, hey, we're cool, right? No, that's not it. Right. No, there's just certain times you deal with certain things, whether it may be an off the field, just okay, I'm gonna deal with this in a different way. But the little stuff wouldn't slide. I just loved the other day. I'm listening to this thing, and they're just going off on Belichick, and it's all Brady. It's not Belichick, and all those things. What about the first couple of Super Bowls when Brady wasn't Brady?
Right.
Well, who was coaching him? Who's the guy that got him to the spot? Who's the one that when Bledsoe could have came back in that they
made a hard decision
stuck with Brady and all these things, and then they're going, oh no. So right away, like right now, people think they're like Belichick.
Yeah, he's horrible.
He's horrible.
Yeah,
6 Super Bowls and lost 3. Right?
Probably have the trophy named after him pretty soon.
Probably will. Yeah. The Lombardi. How about the Belichick now? We're getting a new one here. When we come back, song of the day, and Bill's taking Sip's role in aging gracefully. You got that ready, Bill?
Yes, I got to write a couple notes down. I got that done.
That's up next. An early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early with Steve, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 ticketfm.com.
This is Brad. Proudly communities for over community making local decisions, supporting local organizations, deposit accounts, cash management services to small business, real estate lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography with a very diverse inventory. And just we're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. When it rains, it pours for Leaf and lottery players who enter to win a chance for a private concert at the iconic Rocky with a chance to walk away with $500,000.
Details at anylottery.com.
Wall-to-wall wine and spirits. Expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952, Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go be ready.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
93.7 at Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny skies. Another very hot day. We'll see an afternoon high of around 102. Tonight we'll see a chance of storms, a low of around 71. And tomorrow we'll see a lingering chance of scattered showers and storms. Otherwise, mostly sunny and a little cool. Tomorrow we'll see a high of around 88. Meteorologist Kyle Puckett for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a
No,
big tough
never feel like an
if
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning?
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
He stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and
Once again, your song of the day, Tulsa Time by Don Williams. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating in the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day. And quickly, before we get to this, I want to address something. I know there was a death yesterday in the world of music. Randy Meisner from the Eagles passed away at age 77, I believe. And I was going to try to do Take It to the Limit today for song of the day. Right. It is nowhere to be found as an actual version on YouTube. It does not exist. So it's all covers. Or it's all just karaoke. It sounded bad, so I said I can't do that. So I just switched to this one instead. So
I appreciate that.
R.I.P. and Randy Meisner. Yes. By the way, I think he's from Scottsbluff originally. He was at least
originally from Scottsbluff.
He spent time in Scottsbluff for sure in his lifetime.
I did not know that.
But he passed away. But again, I tried. YouTube doesn't have it. So today's song though, "Time" by Don Williams. Bill. We'll get to J Score.
Well, I just love setting my watch back to it. Back to Tulsa Time. You know how much I think of this song. This was like my vibe song for a Friday. It's a moving song to me. It's a tempo. It's a 9-6-6-4-2-1.
I don't think Jay's going to the nines there. Jay, is your
9.6? You say?
It's a 10 scale.
And what's the
10?
I think, to be honest with you, was it a little honky tonk?
A little bit, yeah.
I think for me,
it's kind of walk-in music kind of thing.
For me, I would give it a 7.5.
Wow,
that's strong. It started out as a 3.9.
You were laughing,
but then as you played it again, I was like, you know what, I like it. You
see, Jay was laughing.
It kind of makes you kind of this a little bit. And I think it's one of those places when you walk into a place, if that's playing in the background, kind of you're like, all right, this place, this is going to be all right. This is going to be all right. That's how I see it.
Playing on the jukebox and like kind of
that's good.
Hole in the wall bar and
exactly.
Get you a couple Coors Lights, right?
If you walk into Buck's bar and someone's playing Tulsa Time, you're happy.
You're like, come on, turn it up, louder. Come on, everybody, get together.
We just gotta. I like it because it has the nice little hook to it. You might have to play it on repeat.
Yeah,
Jake.
Yeah, I can play that again.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good song. I found that though, courtesy of Bill. That was Bill told me about that song a few months ago. So
we played it on a Freaky Friday.
We did.
Yeah,
and it's Friday.
It was travel music.
I thought it was
Jay. We played it as travel music.
Yeah,
it was like something like you're driving.
It was on the radio yesterday on the way home. I said, "Yeah, this is good." I heard it on the radio. I said, "Yep, crank it. It's a great song." So I played it today. Before we get to more ratings and Aging Gracefully, let me play a legal ID real quick.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I like this one. It says, "Holy crap, Don Williams, Tulsa Time, 15 all day" on that one. I got a holy crap on
holy
that
crap. One. Who gave it a 15?
That was an unnamed texter, I believe.
Unnamed texter. I thought maybe it was Sanderson.
Not Sanderson.
If he gave it It's bringing back some good memories.
It's bringing back some
Yeah,
good
that-
that is
that's
a
not-
memory song.
That's a memory
It's a
song.
memory
Something
song.
magical
Something
happened.
magical happened. That
Yeah.
hit it right.
Until-
That was probably tied into high school, something
right.
around that time, maybe early college.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
He had a good
He had a good experience. Yes, Things went well.
Jennifer 4, hubby of 5. We'll get to them in a second as a sponsor of the segment. Who in Columbus?
Bird
8. Before he goes fishing, walleye and pike fish.
Keep us posted, Bird, with pictures.
Manitoba.
You better get it going, man.
Yeah.
You got to get out there early.
Bird. Yeah,
let's
come on,
go,
Bird.
man.
Let's
Slacking.
go.
You better
Let's get
change the
going.
bait.
Get off the dock.
Yeah.
All right, it is time. So Sipa's not here today. He usually does Aging Gracefully on Fridays, Jay. He's not aging gracefully at all, which is why the segment's hilarious. He brings out this book of pickups and come-ons, which is from
One time his thing's age gracefully was to make things up about other people or about yourself to make you feel better about yourself, or to make things up like, hey, Jay, Jay and Jake, I just saw a deer in the parking lot.
that was
one of his.
Why is that good?
He goes, well, I thought I'd just build up some fun, and so.
He's not aging gracefully. I think Bill is probably aging more gracefully than Sip is. So on that note, let's get to it. Sponsored by our good friends at Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, who want to help you, whether you're young or 68 years old, you want to age gracefully. Call them to help out. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness. Bill,
okay, this isn't really, this is we have a flip later, but this is just a couple notes to talk about this. I thought it was perfect. So I took a trip and went to our cabin, and spent. It was common alone family, but time by yourself is really nice.
Yeah,
I had talk radio on, so going at that time, and the Big Ten was starting the next time, so had all this stuff to listen to. Then to get to the cabin and do some manual work, it's not real. I wasn't doing real hard stuff.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it was great. Did a lot of sweating.
Yeah,
rearranged the wood pile, did some things, did some mowing. And so that part was great. Then you got to see family. Got to see my parents. Go see your parents. You want to age gracefully? Go see your parents.
That's a good tip.
Go see your parents, especially, this sounds kind of bad. I don't want Laura upset with me. It's kind of fun to go see them alone because it's kind of like it's just you and your parents. So it's not about the grandkids, or it's not about how your daughter's doing or what's going on with this or how's this. It was just kind of throwback time when you can sit and talk. Well, I'm lucky, Jay. My parents are 88 and 87 and still living alone and been married 68 years. And so a lot of stuff going on. So, but a chance to go see your parents one-on-one, that will help you age gracefully. And then the other thing was incredible. And then the next time, talk about going for a drive. So my sister comes up and she stays the night and at the cabin. We do our stuff. Next morning I go, we're going to drive into Niobrara and get coffee. Then we went on like a 25-mile drive. If you ever get a chance, people, drive Highway 12 from Niobrara to Spencer, Nebraska. Unbelievable. We did not see another car. And the views and up there, it was incredible. But we go to Lynch, Nebraska, because my sister says, you need to go to Lynch. She goes,
movie theater, right?
Insane. I got the
I've heard
picture.
about it.
Jay, they have a movie theater that was built. The town of 400, and the movie theater was probably built in the late 30s or 40s.
Oh, that
and it's still working, operating. As Mission Impossible coming next week.
Yeah,
it's insane. I'll show you the picture of the place.
That's pretty cool.
And
my mother and father-in-law went like a year ago. They went. They go once a year to the theater. So
I
they've been
mean,
there before in Lynch.
So when we were driving, my sister goes, "You know, there's a theater there." I said, "I didn't know that." So we drove. We drove to Lynch and got a picture of it. I'm going like, "Oh, the chance of me not going to a movie there, that's not going to happen."
Yeah.
I'm going. And so just to kind of expand your boundaries, personal time travel, go see your parents.
Boom. That is a wonderful. That is good advice on aging
and then
gracefully.
Make things up to your parents and tell them stuff that's not true.
There's a deer in the field.
Yeah.
Look at it.
That's how simple it had to end.
Yeah. Thank you to Novotny Nutrition Wellness for sponsoring Aging Gracefully. Top of the hour is next. We'll get to Jim Harbaugh. Has some big things to say about J.J. McCarthy. Some big comparisons. Who do you say he looks like? We'll talk about that next. An early break in the ticker.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and The Ticket.com.
If you struggle with joint, you don't need surgery to get better. South Point Medical treatment moderate severe. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedure. and the results are remarkable. We've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. The IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita, like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango. Try all 10 of them and receive your margarita glass. Monday night tradition, $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Up on the 29th and Pine Lake.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and good service when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.9, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Terms are based on your credit and subject. Federally insured by NCUA. The First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Ready to upgrade your technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more in your pocket? The team at Landmark, the right combine for harvest. Just a combine from Landmark. You are Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running time. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
The Nebraska soccer team wants to see you this fall at Hibner Stadium for their 2023 season. Season tickets are on sale now. Reserve your spot to cheer on the Huskers as they take on some of the best teams in the Big Ten and around the country. Opponents include Missouri, Wisconsin, St. Louis, and more. To buy tickets, go to huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED. They have a full season of fun set for this fall. For promotional information, visit huskers.com.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel Fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on bank. I have everything I need at my. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town, Shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 shake off the start to the work week with karaoke. And you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern.
It's Christmas in July when you purchase a $100 gift card and receive a $15 bonus. One gift card for all of our locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, the Butchery and Venue at Home, and all Lincoln Good Sense subs. Our Christmas in July gift card special is available at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations or online at Nebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 card.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Friday. Steve Sipple out today, back on Monday. Jay Foreman in for Sip today. Appreciate him coming on low sleep like myself. Bill Busch with us also. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC location, Lincoln 27th and Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers early 2024. Midwest
There
Bank.
it is.
Member FDIC.
FDIC.
FDIC. Important, Jay. You got to get that.
All right.
That way, if you put your money in there, it's safe.
Yeah.
They do.
And they can make a lot of
Yes.
money for you, too.
Yeah.
And who can do that for you? Who makes
Steve
the most money?
Schindler.
Steve Schindler.
7-time Banker of the Year.
7-time Banker of the Year at the Creighton Bank, Midwest Bank, Creighton, Nebraska. And today he's giving out specials on home loans.
Oh, is that
Home
right?
loans. He'll drop off 1.5%. So if you
Swap it back. Hey,
yeah, stop
he
it
might
and-
have some phone calls.
stop it and see. Stop. Yes. Also, and also some loans on for pigs. If you want to raise some pigs, like that, he'll give you a good agriculture deal.
I want to give a quick shout out again to Steve Midwest Bank. Helped make our coverage possible. It was Gary Michaels Clothiers, the 1890 Initiative, Ben Blanker with PRG of BHHS Services Ambassador, Warhorse Sportsbook, and A1 Automotive. Our coverage could not have happened without those guys, and especially Gary clothing us with the sweet blazer.
You guys looked incredible.
We looked the best of anybody.
I saw. Oh yeah, you looked incredible.
Besides Blake Corum, with his blue suede jacket, we looked pretty good.
But it was simple and clean.
It was
like
simple.
that, the black suit with the red shirt. It looked great.
So
Looked
thank you
looked
again
great.
to Gary and the rest of our sponsors for helping us
Yes.
out. There's a wonderful thing. Okay, so Jim Harbaugh was the last coach to speak yesterday at the podium. He was the final coach of all of Big Ten Media Days, and we all know he's going through the situation of likely a 4-game suspension to be season because of some recruiting violations from 2021. We'll see if that comes out officially today. Again, it sounds like it's going to happen. The first 4 games, all by the way, home games and against not great foes: Eastern Carolina, UNLV, Bowling, Rutgers, before we faced Nebraska in his first game back. We'll get to that in a second, but I saw he was talking about J.J. McCarthy. Now, Bill, you saw him firsthand last year at Michigan when Nebraska lost that game, but he wasn't great in that ball game. Kudos to you guys in that one. But he says, Jim Harbaugh says, J.J. McCarthy is a once-in-a-generational quarterback and compared him to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, who are right now the good freaks of the NFL at the quarterback position. Do you see when you watch him play in person and on film a guy in McCarthy that can be that caliber of quarterback?
Well,
or is that just Harbaugh over the top here?
I would say the body of work is limited right now, but I'm going to put a lot of faith in the head coach who's played the position, played in the NFL, and works with him every day. So and I don't think anyone ever feels that Jim Harbaugh is really overinflating his team. You don't hear that. So with what he's saying about his quarterback, I don't think he's trying to pump self-confidence into him. Like, hey, just say a bunch of really great things about him. It'll all come true. I have to on side of Harbaugh that what they feel of him being pretty special. Remember, it was his first year starting, and they won the Big Ten and did some big things like that. Obviously, if they play TCU probably 20 times, they win them 19. This happened to catch the one that they didn't and put him in the national championship.
Yep.
So I do think that his percentage numbers don't say that right now. If you just look away, what's your throwing percentage? Doesn't say that, and that's a little concerning because the way they run the football, they don't see a lot of multiple coverages where it's like, hey, we got this, we're into this fire zone. Because if you do all these crazy things, and they hand the ball off, they just get gashed. So they do see things a little bit cleaner for the quarterback. But I would have to, if he's saying that, I would err more towards him. Now, I don't know, Josh Allen, with where he'll be for sure, but I mean, Mahomes is already a gold jacket first time already out of the gate.
No doubt about it.
So that's a lot.
No doubt about
When you say
that's a huge.
he's one,
You skipped a lot of really good quarterbacks.
Yes, he has a lot. That's that. He went from he went from Z to A.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick. Peyton Manning won 2 Super Bowls. And he'll probably been saying that the second level when he won at Denver, he was just okay.
He was just
game
manager.
Game manager, and that one. He's won 2 already, and so that's a lot to say with that. He's got confidence in him, and he does carry himself extremely well, and the skill sets there. He has all is a 5-star.
Quote was this quote: I think there's some comparison to Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and I know there's others that have that level of talent plus at the quarterback position to do anything for their team. I base that off of watching the way that Patrick Mahomes interacts with his teammates, what he says about his teammates, and what they say about him. Josh Allen, what they say about him and about his teammates. That's what I see in JJ McCarthy.
Okay, that's a little different.
Context,
a little different than like that. And so I would 100% agree with him.
Exactly.
100% agree
within their walls of their football team.
He's the Patrick Mahomes of the he runs the place.
But he did say, quote, he's a once in a generational type of quarterback in Michigan regarding JJ McCarthy.
Well, maybe compared to what they had, but they let Milton go. I think with him, I'm not totally sold on Jim McCarthy to lead this team against an Alabama, a Clemson, a Georgia, and quite frankly, to see him, all things equal, outduel a Ohio State quarterback, say he has to pass it for 3 quarters. But I will tell you this, as the season went on, and even after the Nebraska game, I felt like he took a step. We're hitting some bigger shots, and he was able to do more.
He hit some big shots against Ohio State.
Right, some big ones.
He's hit some big ones in a tough scenario. So he did answer the bell. So I would say this: if he ends up being an All-American this year, no one's going to be just like, no way.
Who is this guy?
I'd be like, oh yeah, I see it. And he talked about, and also I was thinking about this. I was listening to the Harbaugh comments yesterday, and the reason I put so much respect for Harbaugh and what he's saying about his quarterback is that he goes to the University of San Diego, non-scholarship, wins big time. Then he goes to Stanford. He wins big time. Then he goes to the 49ers. They go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Now he goes to Michigan, and they're back-to-back Big Ten champs.
Right.
So he wins everywhere.
Yep.
He knows quarterbacks. He knows coaching. So when he's making those statements,
he knows. Also, I don't mean to cut you off, Bill. Yep. He's won every single place that he's been at with different types of quarterbacks.
Yes.
Right? You could think from San Diego, he had kind of a dual threat. Then he had a pocket passer. Andrew Luck, right? We all know that without injuries, he'd be pushing Hall of Fame. He still might make it. And then he goes Niners, has Alex Smith, who Then he turns over Kaepernick. Then he goes to Michigan. He has a plethora of different quarterbacks and has been consistent. He knows about quarterbacks.
He knows how to get what he has to be one of the best ever in. That's our quarterback. Now let's tweak the offense to fit our quarterback. It's not like this is what we do.
Right.
We're air raid. That's what we do. That's like, nope, we're going to have this. Where the air raid recruits to that. They're like, hey, we have to have a quarterback that can spin it 5 times a game. And if he's one of those, he has no problem throwing it more. But boy, he has really dialed it in really well. But I have faith in what he's saying.
Today we're talking to Cooper DeJean, the Iowa secondary, player of the year, preseason player of the year, and he was. We asked him about Cade McNamara, the quarterback that was Michigan now at Iowa. Says he's a baller. I mean, McCarthy's replaced a guy that they are very high on in Iowa.
He won the Big Ten.
McNamara was good.
He won the Big Ten.
We didn't watch him say that
guy's
guy's
3,000 in Michigan's offense.
Right. We thought he was pretty good. We saw him live here 2 years ago. Good football player. He's at Iowa, and DeJean's like, this guy's a stud. And McCarthy is at Michigan, and obviously that's the guy that they chose there over McNamara, who transferred out. But I think that, like you said, Bill, you wouldn't be surprised if he gets to All-American level, but I don't think he is there right now. I don't think preseason would say, hey, let's put McCarthy as a preseason All-American.
No, I agree with that 100%.
And he doesn't have to be. He needs just to be an All-American for Michigan.
Yeah. Yep. That's what he is. Right. He is a first-team All-American for Michigan. Because inside the walls, like Jay said, then that's what, as you see into his comments a little bit deeper, is like, this is what he does. He interacts, handles this. He probably, Joe Burrow was like that at LSU. he was the same thing. And I imagine if he'd be the same way in the NFL. If he's looked at like that, that's how he carries himself. So when you're around those guys, it's impressive when you just kind of know.
Right.
And obviously, imagine playing him over someone that just they were on missions. They couldn't beat Ohio State. Quarterback beats Ohio State.
And then it's like, all right, dude, we got to replace.
We got someone. We got someone else.
We got to get you out of here, dude. Yeah. But I mean, he's got talent. I think, excuse me, I think he's gotten better. I have a ton of respect for Harbaugh to really open up the competition after you getting over the threshold.
They got over the hump
and
opens it up. McCarthy.
And he knows, and he played the position. He's coached the position. One thing that's also unique about Harbaugh, when Jameis Winston was going in the draft, where did his agent and his advisor send him to? To Michigan. Get him better. To actually get Jim Harbaugh to sign off on him. You know what I mean? Remember, hey, this guy actually can play in the league, and Jameis Winston is doing well. So he knows how to deal with unique personalities, which is obviously he's a unique personality, but also how to get the best out of him within the structure of any type of offense. And so J.J. McCarthy is good for them. Now that it's going to come down to, can they take that next step as a team? And that's what's going to be interesting.
Okay, now regarding Harbaugh himself and his situation, like you said, not official yet, but appears he's going to be suspended for the first 4 games of the season. Now, you guys have brought up off the air, it's odd that Tennessee has all these level 1
I think they had 200 violations and 18 level 1s. That was the last thing I was told.
And some scholarships, there's no bowl ban. There's nobody, right? Nobody.
No.
Now, Jim Harbaugh had some recruiting violations in 2021, and he's likely to miss 4 because of that. But you said not level 1, not a bunch of level 1 infractions here.
No, it was shocking to me.
To see this kind of come out about Jim Harbaugh. I mean, this is a big wig. This is a 2-time defending Big Ten champion. Not Tom Allen, not somebody that's in the cellar of the conference. This is Jim freaking Harbaugh getting 4 games.
It was very surprising to me, just because right now the NCAA it's like they're making a stand on something here that just doesn't add up to me. So especially if it comes down to, which we don't quite all the details. Me and Jay were discussing, is he coaching every second, but he just can't coach the game for 4 games? Then Saturday after the game, he's in the locker room talking to him as they come back.
Can he call in at halftime on the cell phone? I mean, there's got to be regulations. I think what it just comes down to, that, which is a weird way of thinking it. It's like Tennessee had 200 violations, but we called you and told you we did it, and then Harbaugh lied about a small infraction. So I'm going to penalize you more.
That everything you hear, that's 100% what it is that he was not truthful.
Right.
Now, they must have it like just dead to rights. Like what the one article said, they even said there will be no suspension if you just tell us the truth and tell us that you knew, and he wouldn't. And then that was 4 games. So it's a very bizarre thing. I think it's a setback for college football. I like college football. I'd rather see Harbaugh on the sideline. I'm glad Tennessee's didn't get 4 years probation, because that program would be gone for another 15 years. It'd just be done. I don't want a bunch of rampant cheating with no rules, but you want teams to be available.
Let me ask you this real quick, Bill. Do you think the reason why Harbaugh wouldn't admit to it, because maybe there's something in his contract to kick in a show cause or something like that? So his lawyers say, hey, listen, just say you didn't know, because that would be the only. I mean, if they have you, just say they have, Coach Foreman, Jay Foreman on tape. You asked me online, and I'm like, man, that wasn't me. So,
there could be. The best thing to say on that is that he's very well versed on what to say by counsel. He's not just randomly acting on his own. It's like this. But you're right, though. There could be something where, let's say it ever came up down the road. And they want to say it's something with cause.
Right.
Well, you did this. This was unethical. And all of a sudden, now your $70 million buyout is this. There could always be something bizarre. So you never know all the details inside of it. But no matter how you cut it, it's going to be weird when the head coach isn't on the field.
Because he's the face of the program.
He's the face of the program. So the one thing that will be very interesting is that it almost guarantees that is the Michigan game been set yet with Nebraska?
Yes,
the time.
30th.
No, I know the
I
date.
don't know the time.
If not, that'll be a night game in Nebraska.
Probably so.
That'll be an ABC game. First game, Harbaugh's back on the sideline.
This is from ESPN. By the way, the quote from Harbaugh was he was asked about this. He says, "I'm not allowed to talk about any aspect of the ongoing situation. I love to lay out there. There's nothing to be ashamed of, but now is not that time." That was Jim Harbaugh. But regarding the question is, will he be able to coach during practice, just not in games? Per ESPN from yesterday,
it's gonna be funny.
If suspended, Harbaugh would not be allowed to participate in any team activities on game day, but could lead practices and other preparations during.
So he's doing the Friday night late meeting. He's doing everything. He's helping them get on the bus. Yeah, right. He's talking about they get on the bus. They go to the stadium. Not there. He watches the game. He's probably in the locker room when they come back off after the game's over. That's dumb.
That's you took the words right out. That's the dumbest suspension ever.
Yeah, that's just.
I'd rather you make me not be around for a whole week or two.
They should suspend him for two weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks. You're out of the complex and you're out of it.
No contact.
No contact. 2 weeks, and then you come back for this. So interesting.
The players who were asked, like, hey, if this happens, like, no, this will just motivate. We love our guy. We'll see him week 5. That's the case.
Yeah.
We're not scared without him.
And he's there every day.
Right.
He's coaching.
Literally,
he's coaching Friday. He's practicing. Practice Friday. He's there.
It's
Friday.
a home game. You're at the Marriott. And at 10:30, everyone goes to bed, and he leaves.
And to be honest, during game day, I don't know how many times I talked to. The one time I remember, I talked to Coach Osborne. He was like, "You need to stop talking junk."
Yeah.
That was it. So there's the interaction between, well, at least the defensive side. It's minimal.
Yeah, it's very, very minimal.
Hey, good game. All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep. That would 100% agree with that.
Blake Corum, the running back, says, quote, "He's prepared us enough. Those 4 games, we can rally together. If anything, it's going to light a fire under us and make us want to win more. We love Harbaugh. We're all behind him. He's a great coach. You hate to see this, but again, we're not affected at all." Like that's a program. They know where they're going. They believe what they have. They know they're on the right track. They still expect to win the Big Ten and be in the playoff, regardless of what happens with Harbaugh.
Now, the interesting was also that there's 2 assistants named, correct? And so the offensive coordinator was also named that he may have a 1-game suspension. That gets interesting. Now the head coach is out, and then Mueller is out for 1 game. And that's been very under the radar. Mentioned on the radio, going to miss 1 game.
Listen, whoever's going to be calling them plays, that's true.
Yeah,
because it's not only because usually your offensive coordinator at Michigan could take over the kind of head coaching role, right? Because that's kind of Harbaugh's offensive coach. Well, if both of them are gone, especially on game day, that's going to be a little.
There's offensive coordinator no longer there. Just fired. He just pulled from his office.
Right.
For doing something in the office unethical with a computer.
With a computer. Well, he left and came back, right?
It was like he was getting entry into other people's
email.
So it was I'm like, I'd really like to know what that story is. I think it'd be fun. I'd like to know what that is.
Speaking of analysts on a different team, because you mentioned analysts there, I thought kind of some shocking news on Tuesday, and this is a huge kudos to Brett Bielema in Illinois. I mean, I'm telling you, my mouth, I was blown away when I saw this, that Jim Leonard, the former Wisconsin defensive coordinator, who was a name mentioned for several jobs out there, both coordinator jobs or head coach.
He turned down the Alabama D coordinator job like a few years ago. I mean, he's been the
big
defense,
time.
Yeah.
He signs on to go be an analyst.
Senior analyst.
Illinois. Yeah. Brett Bielema.
Yeah. Well, 2 things. One, he played for Brett.
Right.
Sure.
So he played for him.
I understand that.
So that was a big part. It's not very far from Madison.
Nope.
I talked to Jimmy yesterday. We text back and forth. And so it's a perfect fit because Aaron Henry is the new defensive coordinator there. And me and Aaron worked together at Rutgers. Great coach. First time doing it.
Right.
That's a lot. So now he's got Jimmy, who's not trying to pound his chest and oversee, and that's dumb. And he's just going to be like, and that was, that I know that's what he's going to be doing there is like, hey, I'm going to help this guy.
Right.
I'm going to help him understand some of this. And, and also Jimmy's been in the league for 6 years now, whatever it's been, 5 or 6 years he's been in the league. So he helps that. And I also feel right now, Jimmy didn't tell me this. We were texting about other things. I also feel that it might be that he's like, Brett might have been Coach Bielema. It's like, just be with me because Brett's looked at as a very, very, very high level coach, what he's done. And he went and spent time with Belichick after he got done. So he's been in Arkansas. He's won 3 Big Ten championships at Wisconsin.
Right.
So it might be a learning experience for Jimmy Leonard to be around a head coach that has been this, to put him in a good spot for jobs that open up next year.
Sure. Yeah, it's a home run.
That's a huge
though.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Just because the personalities fit.
Right.
Go ahead, Jay. Try to catch
And
up.
it's like a humbug, right? I mean, when we saw it, we were talking about it. I thought he had been a defensive. I thought he already was coaching somewhere.
I thought he got hired somewhere.
Right,
Because
because
he was just he wasn't.
Because he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the whole nation, and especially in the Big Ten. To get that after losing your defensive coordinator at Purdue, I mean, that's getting almost like 2 head coaches.
Well, he was a finalist or probably going to get the job at the Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles.
And then he had to have a hip surgery. And so we kind of pulled himself out of it. Okay, this is the one time, because he's still getting paid from Wisconsin. You can be like, hey, I can get my body back to right. So because Jim played 10 years in the league.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so 10 years of playing is that's a long time, as you know, Jay. That's like that once you get past like 1 year, it's a long time.
Yeah, and he's a little dude, you know, and he was a physical safety, played for the Ravens. Great player in college, great player in the league, great defensive coordinator, great assistant. I mean, for Brett Bielema to have the pressure, and it's kind of like we talked about PJ Fleck, right? Where Illinois, you have that kind of, for them, a magical year somewhat out of nowhere, right? The pressure's on to meet those expectations. You lose your coordinator that's the identity of that team. When you think they got those 3 horses up front, you had a first-round corner. You had Brown, the safety. It seemed like he'd been there forever. You lose all those guys. You lose a big part of your team.
Sure.
Here comes Jim Leonard as an assistant and willing to play that role to kind of nurture their new coordinator. If I'm Brett Bielema, I'm definitely sleeping well night.
And the difference is also he'll have some suggestions, potential ideas, and if he ever brings something to the table, I was able to do that here because I had all this stuff. When I changed everything here, I had all of here are the diagrams and here are the cut-ups of what we're installing. So Jim is going to be like, well, I do have it. Here's something that might be a tweak on third down. We could do Can I see it? Yeah, right here. Here's 14 clips of it. And then here's like, hey, here's the problem with it. Here's what's good. Here's what's expensive. Here's what's not. So you have all those things in a very calming type of atmosphere. So that's a huge plus for someone, because when you have an analyst that's just kind of like just wants to just sit around and just make just general comments like, that's dumb, I wouldn't do that, or stuff like. When you have somebody that's like really hands-on, and he's looking at it and saying, hey, a couple things just when you're talking to the team, help if you do this, or if you address the team when you do this might be a plus for you to bring him along in all those spots. So now Brett doesn't have to have all of his time with Aaron.
Right
now he's got a head coach that gets to overlook his defense with a new coordinator. It's brilliant.
And also if they I call it field time, but time together. This like, say they just get up and they decide to walk around the field, right? And say, hey, say it was me and you, I'm like, Bill, man, what was your game plan when you played Penn State and you guys shut down so and so? What was the thought process? It's not even it's thought process and philosophy to trigger something. Say, man, think about this, right? This is how we did it. I learned it here. So now you're not only taking it from Bill's mind, you're taking it from wherever you got the experience. That's going to help him more to bounce ideas off him. Say, what do you think? And if it's that type of relationship where what do you think and here's why, and getting him and to say, okay, I'm here for you. And then you kind of learn how to communicate with each other. Say, hey, man, watch out for this. This is what this coordinator like. Look, I went against them for 6 years as a coordinator. This is what they like to do in this situation, because you know what? 4 years ago, we had so-and-so. We put this defense in specifically for this play. Watch out for this play. Because that's what offensive coordinators do to new coordinators sometimes, is bring out specialty plays because they figure you don't have experience. Well, now you got a ton of experience.
We had a very unique play when I was coaching at Wisconsin against Iowa, and we had a holdover coach that was with us, Ben Strickland, and he ended up coaching the corners. And he back said, hey, 5 or 6 years ago, Iowa's little series, had a couple things, and we went back and watched it. They hadn't seen it. I'd been there for 5 or 6 years. We discussed it and had a little bit of a plan for it, blah, blah, blah. They came out and ran it. And we did great against it because but that was from a veteran coach from down the road. I wouldn't have went back on Iowa 5 years and to be watching what they were doing at that time. So as a veteran coach, so those things, that's what Jimmy's going to say. Oh, come on now. Yeah. Like, it's like there's a certain blitzes that we ran against Iowa. And I was right out of the gate. I'm like, hey, this is good, really good. I said, until they run tunnel screen. I said, and then it's going to be here's why this, so if you don't have someone that can tell the other side of the story too, is like, hey, better know the other side. I love when people show cut-ups and they show they show, hey, here's a couple times we didn't do what we're supposed to. Here's what happened to you.
Huge get for Illinois. They're getting Jim Leonard to be an analyst there for that defense and helping replace Ryan Walters. When we come back, Bills, Thrills on a Friday, and the game show, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Top.
Dana Trucking is A and B drivers. Dana Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round and team culture, not a job, but a career. Dana Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Dana Trucking. Learn more and apply today at danatrucking.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
The Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion is back. Until August 14th, buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. You'll also be entered to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million. So visit your nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer today and buy a ticket for a chance at Powerball. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Y'all are lucky. Luke Combs here, and an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs Lottery Experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium in 2024. Lucky winner will have the chance to win $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket. Top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
It's Christmas in July at Pillar Restaurant Group when you purchase a $100 gift card and receive a $15 bonus card. One gift card for all of our locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, the Butchery and Venue at Home, and all Lincoln Good Sense subs. Our Christmas in July gift card special is available at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations or online at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 gift card.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in July. Try their new lemon cream cheese on any bagel or breakfast sandwich. And try their caramel latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing. So whether it's installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com. Then we'll call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Jake, you're a freaking nutcase.
Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thank you for all the texts today, 402-464-5685. You can always call that number as well. And thanks again to Jay Foreman for sitting in for SIP today. Bill Busch with us back from a couple days
awesome.
off.
We have to get a 4-legged stool too sometime.
I know.
And get SIP in here and get Jay to come in and join us.
We also need to get at some point. I know he's busy in the morning, but we got to get Farley in here sometime. Terrell
Yes.
Farley.
He's one of the funniest.
He is so freaking funny. Jay, you know that dude is so funny. He's so funny.
When I see Farley, I get excited.
He's a national treasure.
Yes, he is. He's a national.
I mean, that dude.
He is.
That dude is one of a kind, man.
So funny.
When I see him, I just get happy.
That was one of the best things about it for Terrell, to see Terrell experience it and see him how far he's has grown.
Yeah.
But then look, he's a teammate. I know how he is. But then to get back, and it was nostalgia to get back and hang out with him a couple days.
Yeah. Farley, man, guy is so funny. Yeah. I love it. He chimed in. He was because me and Sip were doing the show, and Sip and Gary Michaels. Farley, book stream, and types in. It's like, hey,
he'll light you up on the.
Look it on Facebook. You get shit. But all right, Bill, it is time. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Ready? Okay. Jake's takes short days to get sponsors in there for it, but Bill's Thrills is back in full force today. It's ready. It's a Freaky Friday. So with that being said, let's get to the proper production for Bill's Thrills on this front.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we need to grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him coach, but to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military to wear during the show.
It's time for Bill. Sponsor Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisements.
This is Jay Foreman's first experience with Bill's Thrills. Now, we do football facts Monday. We got Bugaboos on Tuesdays,
Things
Wild
that bother
Card
me.
Wednesday, Cool Parenting Tips Thursday, and Fridays, Jay, are either Film Friday or Freaky Friday. So, Bill, the floor is yours on Bill's Thrills.
We're going to go Freaky Friday. Something I wanted to talk about.
I'm sure.
The situation to talk
There's
about.
the flip, and there's the flip.
The cosmic creativity of the crop duster pilot.
Oh, okay.
The cosmic creativity of the crop duster pilot. So Jay and Jake, I drive back 11 hours with my new dog Sugar. We had to drive through
Michigan,
through Illinois and Iowa. If I'm correct, the two top corn producing states as far as volume. Don't take that serious, Nebraska. Don't get upset, but it's a lot of corn, a lot of agriculture going. So I'm going through there like that, and all of a sudden I thought, there's crop dusters and in the yellow plane, and I saw probably 12 of them, and it was just incredible. It's like the sheer artistry of them flying.
Yeah.
And when you're watching them fly too, there's a couple things. First of all, the danger. I mean, they get down so low and they dive down low, boom, down there, drop their spray, boom, they're back up. But they have to stay in strike zone, which means to be efficient, they don't go one big deal, then drop in a big circle. They go down and they whip it right back down and come right back the other way at it. It's incredible. And how there wasn't more wrecks, because as I'm driving down the interstate and they're going, and you're watching, and I'm watching going backwards, and as I'm going, and everyone's driving 80 miles an hour, and all they're doing is watching this plane. But the dudes that fly them, can you imagine? I mean, they got some guts.
Yeah.
I mean, when you all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to fly full speed, whatever the speed they're at, and we're going to fly barely above the ground." Also, that is just complete nuts. Here's the next thing. Tell me a time when you saw a crop duster that you weren't happy. But I see it
puts you in a good mood.
You're like, look at this.
It's awesome.
This is incredible. Watch this
pull
thing.
over and
I could sit and watch that for hours. I could pull my car over and just watch him do this thing for hours. And it'd be fun to listen to some of the from the texters that text in. I mean, I don't know how the system used to work, but they used to drop markers. It was almost like a roll of paper or something they would drop at some point in time to tell where they were in the fields.
Oh,
that'd probably be more maybe not in corn, but in bean fields. Now I'm sure it's all GPS that they can just tell where they're hitting next, where their next spot they're going. That always just blows my mind of how they do that. But I was taken back. I saw 2 in Nebraska. I saw about 12 in Iowa, and I saw probably about another 10 in Illinois. So it's a small window of time too. So it's not like, well, yeah, we'll do it next week, whatever. When it's time to spray,
it's time to spray.
It's got to be done. It's got to get down. It's got to be done. So my Freaky Friday is about the pure jubilance that I have. Is that a word, jubilant? Jubilance?
Yeah.
Is that a word, jubilance?
Jubilance.
I'm
Yeah,
jubilant.
jubilant.
I don't know, something. I'm happy.
Yeah.
At the words, I struggle with words, Jay.
Jubilance.
I struggle with that.
Jubilant is a word.
Is it?
J-L-A-N-T.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Jubilance is a
when
word.
When I see a crop duster, it just changes my whole day. And watching those guys operate was incredible.
Okay, well there we go. That's Bill's Thrills, a Freaky Friday, sponsored by our good friends at Mid Plains Advisors. Called Dirk, Scott, and Ty for all your financial needs. Make bunches of money with Dirk, Scott, and Ty.
Jay, if you want to make a lot of money
Advisors.
in the next year, say you want to make like just hundreds of thousands of dollars, call those guys up. They're making money like crazy for everybody.
Mid Plains Advisors.
Just call them up.
27th and Old Cheney and Lincoln. Yes. Good people. All right, let's play the game. So give us a call right now at 402-464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels. 2 bagels and Joe. So you're saying that Jay's playing today.
Jay,
okay.
He's the lead
today. Yeah,
he's the lead. I'm his lifeline. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in that chair.
It's Shut Up Jay today.
He's in that chair.
Shut Up Foreman today.
Yeah.
Bill is a lifeline still.
Still a lifeline.
Low pressure on you because you're a lifeline. So today, we talked a lot about Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, Blake Corum, all those guys. So I thought randomly, how about actors for Michigan today?
Actors? Oh, this is a definite L for me.
No. I think you'll be okay. You'll understand.
Hold it.
So here's what
are you going to give us?
I'll say this actor was born in this city, and they were in these movies as these roles. It's not hard.
I'm still, yeah.
I think we're gonna no.
Jake, is this the Dolphins Buffalo thing?
Yeah.
No.
You know, I was sitting in. You didn't want to give me anything easy.
Listen, I think you guys have a chance.
He did know. I knew you were.
I really think I was checking up on him.
Oh, he takes
no more checking up on
you.
He
texted me too last night.
No more checking. And this is what we get.
No,
this is what we get.
Listen, I think you guys will be fine.
You know what? Bring it.
5685. Shut up, simple. Shut up, Foreman starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a simple. No, sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to simple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Don't be scared. A line is open for you. I know it's intimidating with Jay and Bill here on a Friday.
Shouldn't be. We have no idea. We have no chance of winning.
These guys
we're intimidated.
These guys both feel like they have no chance today. So if you think you have any idea, actors from Michigan. These are great questions about movies and roles. So it's Michigan is kind of the thing that brings it all together, but it's not hard. These are all actors you should know.
We'll trust you.
Okay, I have a line open. Usually on there we go. All right, if you can hear me, you are playing the game show. Who do we have here today? Brett. We have Brett. All right, Brett. Where are you calling from, Brett? Good question.
Lincoln.
Okay. Nice. All right.
10th Street. That's specific. That's specific right there. Okay. You're playing Jay today. Bill's still a lifeline. So let's get to it. First question goes to Brett. What was the name again?
Brett.
Brett.
Yeah,
Okay.
at 10th Street.
All right, Brett, here we go. What actor born in Birmingham, Michigan was Chris Farley's sidekick in Tommy Boy and Black Sheep?
David Spade.
I would have had
I was
that.
going to say,
I would've had that.
Okay, that wasn't
Yeah,
hard.
so
That
you
wasn't
couldn't have
hard.
given him an easier one.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is just
okay, well, see, now
it's
you're
like
saying
Rick
it'd be hard.
Heyman did the questions. This is like Rick Heyman did the questions. Yeah.
You guys were saying
Thanks,
it's
Jake.
impossible,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
And you knew that was a layup, and you knew that.
We'll see how this one goes.
It's gotten personal.
It has not. It's not
Yes.
personal. I'm rooting for you guys.
Can't trust the Dolphins.
All right, to Jay, your first question. What actor from Detroit, Michigan, played the lead role of Thomas Magnum in the TV series Magnum P.I.?
Tom Selleck.
There we go.
Oh,
Nice
sorry.
job.
Is that a layup
Talk about
too?
a layup.
Hey, listen, the best mustache ever.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
man.
Still to
Yeah.
this day.
Yes. Show you love watching. You just solving crimes
Yep.
in Hawaii. That was awesome.
So was that a layup now too? Was it
No, that was very hard.
Oh,
Very hard.
come
Yeah,
on.
that was hard.
Don't
No one
lie.
would've got that.
Don't
No.
lie. Don't lie. Okay, back to you, Brett, to take the lead one time. What actor from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, was the funny Uncle Joey in the popular 90s sitcom Full House?
I know the face.
Yeah.
I don't know their names. I just know John Stamos.
Okay, is that your guess or not?
Yeah, that's my name.
John Stamos is the guess, and it is not correct. I would encourage you guys to not take it if you don't know it.
I don't know.
I don't know it.
Yeah,
So it would be Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah,
I see the
never-
I see the
I
face.
know the face,
yeah,
but-
couldn't do it.
Dave Coulier. All right,
Okay.
this is for the win now.
Okay.
Oh, it is?
And Bill's in play here.
Okay.
But if you miss this, Brett can steal and win out right before the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Hang in there, Brett.
So this is you can for the
All right.
win. What actor based in Centerville, Michigan, played the role of Mini-Me in the Austin Powers movies?
Oh, that's a hard one because
What?
hold on.
I don't-
Austin Powers, Mini Me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's right there in front of me. I can see him.
What are our
Yeah.
options?
There's no option. I need a name.
Give us something. Jeez.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right, we'll take that L.
Yeah.
Okay, no guess. I mean,
Yeah.
any guess is better than no guess at this point. Can't lose a point here. Nothing.
It's not Danny DeVito. That's the only other dude I would think of. But it's not.
Go, Dave.
Okay,
Danny
That's
DeVito.
awesome.
Danny DeVito. All right, Brett, are you going to take that or are we going to the tiebreaker?
I'm gonna pass. I thought his name was Vern, but I don't remember what his name is.
You are correct. It's Vern,
Oh.
Vern Troyer is his name. Vern.
Yes, and he
Troyer.
became
Never-
popular
never
for like
got that.
6 years.
Yes.
He was everywhere.
He was
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think
Yeah.
he passed away a couple
He was
years
no
ago.
Tom Selleck.
No, he was not Tom
You're
Selleck.
correct, Brett.
All right, Brett, this goes to you, and then Jay and Bill will go over under your number. Brett, speaking of Tom Selleck, how old is Tom Selleck?
That's a hard.
71.
71. Over under 71, Jay and Bill.
What do you think?
I think
Yeah.
it's here.
Yeah.
Over,
Me and Bill, consensus over.
older than 71? Yeah. Look at that. Boom.
See there?
What would you have guessed? Just curious.
78.
That would be correct.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Bill,
78.
Bill is really good on tiebreaker, like getting the exact number. Scary. So, congrats to you guys. We'll get you a bagel and coffee, Brett. But thanks for calling in and call in down the road.
Game.
Good game.
Thanks, Brett. What a great show that
So-
was.
so we-
Magnum PI.
Got a 4 right. It wasn't impossible. Wasn't
Jake, what Tom Selleck on really popular right now?
Blue Bloods.
Not watch that very
It's
much.
pretty
I've heard
good.
it's really good.
It's a great show.
I've heard it's
Blue
good.
Bloods is good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that show. I haven't watched a lot of it.
He has an
but I've
avocado
seen-
farm in California.
Avocado farm.
Yeah.
It's
Tom
big
Selleck
business.
does, yeah.
You know, avocados are grown on like side of a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
There's your cool fact, Jake. For
Thank
next
you.
week, you want to stump
Yeah.
somebody.
Stump somebody.
Thank you.
Where do avocados grow?
On the side of a
Hill.
Yeah.
A
A mountain.
I would have
Mountain.
never known.
Something with the ocean air or something like that.
Yesterday, before we get to this over, we were sitting at Media Days in Indianapolis, and something came across the wire.
Whoa.
That was not good for me. Speaking of this team,
Oh,
on the back of my phone.
yes, yes.
Jalen Ramsey, the star cornerback for the Dolphins, has a meniscus injury. He was going up up for a ball with Tyreek Hill. They They collided. Tyreek's fine. Jalen has a meniscus slight tear, so he's gonna be out for probably
3 months.
No, they're saying until December now.
His season's over.
Yeah.
And you know what? Matter of fact, your season is
It ain't
done.
over. We got Vic
done.
Fangio. We got Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio isn't covering anybody.
Yeah, because if you get the meniscus like this, that means if
he's done. He's injured reserve. You're done.
Because they're gonna sew that.
Right.
That's not a removal.
He's done.
They're gonna sew
They're
that.
telling you December now.
They're saying December is when he's coming back.
No, that's what they're telling you as a fanatic now.
No.
What's really going to happen? You guys are going to be out of the playoff race, and they're just going to shut them down.
Yeah. Think about that day too, and then Burrow got carted off with a so-called calf injury.
That didn't look like a calf.
No,
strain.
it did not.
I've strained my calf, and you can kind of throttle down. When he popped it and he was hopping on one like that, I don't think it's Achilles. That's a calf tear or something like that.
And calf.
Did you see the video?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Calf injuries are
tricky.
And they're such a dense muscle.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not one of those. And also when it feels like you just never had that confidence like it's going to happen again, type of thing.
And the thing that was a little bit odd to me, being it is Joe Burrow and he is your friend, and he has a little bit of a injury history. He had a calf sleeve on, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he had like a black sleeve on. So for me, my franchise quarterback, we're early in camp. It's not like he's battling for a starting position. Take the day off. You know what I mean?
If there was something that was previous at all, where it's like he's got something. Remember last year they talked about this almost to the day is when he had his appendix out. He missed the air. They went 0-2 to start.
They did,
and so it wasn't a great start. And so me and Jay could do a 2-0 and go beyond on camp and injuries and how much do you let them compete? And then as soon as someone right now it has people going like, why in the world are the Dolphins going in a situation that they get hurt like that? You have to,
early,
but it's early. At some point in time, you do have to play. So it's brutal because sometimes it's like eventually have to do some things and play, and they're not overly combative with it. So anyway, it was
just sucks. This is a guy, your big acquisition in the offseason. You're a star cornerback to team up with Xavier Howard, and boom, he's probably gone for the whole year. If not
it's a freak. Seems like a
just sucks
freak type of thing. But
if it's meniscus, they're going to sew it.
Yeah. If
not, if they were just cleaning it up, he'd be back in whatever.
The meniscus for corners or any position besides O line is very, very tricky, and it could lead to other stuff. So you got to err on the side of caution.
If you don't rush back, take it out, then your knee 15 years from now is a mess.
Bone on bone.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah,
so.
you don't rush back from that because that causes long-term problems. So we'll see what the official word is today. They'll have the diagnosis of how long he's out for, but it appears to be through at least 2 days.
We missed it. Was there a game last night? When's there a game?
Hall of Fame game?
When's the Hall of Fame game?
Next week on Thursday. Next Thursday. Yeah, this upcoming
pretty
Thursday.
soon.
Yep. So we'll talk about that next Thursday. When we come back, the spillover with Raph and AD and early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Look at you. Filthy, and probably has a few dings and nicks to that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer paintless dent repair, washes and details, headliners, body shop, and more. Where's renewyourauto.com? See what Renew can do for you.
If you're benefits, join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, Tamarin Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free S60-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living.
Ready to trade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark. You are an extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmark.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly another very hot day. We'll see an afternoon high of 2. Tonight we'll see a chance of storms, a low of around 71. And tomorrow we'll see a lingering chance of scattered showers and storms. Otherwise, mostly sunny and cool. Tomorrow we'll see a high of around 88. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of Jimmo. It's Fitness Fanatics from 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, guys, the entire 90 we are teaming up with Husker Extra. We'll have big names from now and the past in Husker sports, and that all starts on Wednesday, August 9th for the Big Red Brunch Golf Scramble at Tiburon Golf Club in Gretna. Sign up to play today at omaha.com and find the Big Red Brunch tab. You won't want to miss this on August 9th at Tiburon in Gretna.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and
The spillover with AD and Raph is actually just the same with three guys that's been the whole time.
The same guy.
Jay Foreman,
Bill
Bill
Busch,
Jake
school.
Sorensen, I guess Raph and AD are both out today. I mean, they'll be on the stream for the drive, but it's just us three for the spillover. And again, Sip will be back Monday. He's probably flying back right now. So we'll see him on Monday.
Did he have the Trump margarita?
He did. He had the margarita. So they got into town on Wednesday night. And he had two margaritas. He had two of the big ones. I was not there for. I was told he had two. We were at St. Elmo's instead, and they went to St. Elmo's last night. Apparently, him and Sean and those guys from Husker Online. we were already on the way back to Lincoln. But no, he had 2 of the big margaritas at El Toro in downtown Indianapolis, and said they were good. He said he got buzzed off of them, very buzzed.
The Presidente.
President, big one.
Yes.
Yep.
Good for Sip.
The Spillover is sponsored by our good friends at South Point Medical and Aesthetics. So we were talking about media days, and I'm curious. So Monday, fall camp begins. So you guys can both attest this as a coach and a player, but like what is day one like for fall camp on Monday when it kicks up? This weekend is the build up. Guys are back. They're all excited to be there. What is Monday like? First day of fall camp.
Well, to start with is you want to have such detail. I'll go from a coaching standpoint of here's where you're going. Here's how stretch is. Here's the drills, like special teams wise, because you don't want to have guys come on the field kind of like, and it's like, no, hey, whatever it is, when you report on, you run onto the field and everyone, you go to this spot and this is what you're doing at this time. I don't care what it is.
Right.
This is what you're doing at this time. This is what you're doing this time. The origin of 110 and also the trainers and the managers. It's a 200+ operation.
Right.
And it can look really bad really fast. If you think it's like the detail they have to go through of like where the ball's at, where the spot's at, where this drill is going to happen. We're going to do 2 7-on-7s. Where they located that? Then does everyone know? And so they're not, nothing worse than a player to their coach like palms up, like, well, what group am I with?
Right,
no, that better be covered. So you want to have just such extreme organization. So when you come off the field, it's like we didn't waste any productivity. Always, every day, it's like, okay, it's got to be better. Okay, it's got to be better. This was really good. This is good. But that's might be my number one thing of what are we doing day one and what is this? Everyone understand exactly how the entire day is going to go from the time I walk on the field to the time of the field. How organized can I be to be efficient?
Yeah, I think from a player standpoint, you want to have it to be spillover from spring practice. So you should know where to kind of operate. But to Bill's point, for me, I want to know, what's being installed, the schedule, and, get right into getting ready for the season. So him as a linebacker coach or a coordinator, this isn't time for all like cupcakes and stuff. It's like, hey, he needs to give kind of his opening statement. We're here for business, play football, and start to play some games. This is what we're installing. Then you go to your breakout. I want to get right into it. And obviously organization is huge, because I think when you have it organized efficiently, it gives confidence to the players and it gives them something to look forward to. The worst thing you do is where to go in a drill and the communication is bad. And really what needs to happen, if he has it organized, that means me as a captain or an older player, I can help the young guys, because the young guys are always going to
be lost.
So you need senior leadership or team leadership to drag them along. By day 2 or 3, they'll start to kind of get a head start to know where they're going. And I think that's the best way to do it. And the first day is what do they do? Fan day or whatever, where they get together and what do they do? Meet and then sign autographs?
I don't know if that's what the first day is, but if it's just the first day of practice, they'll try to stay on their schedule. Routine, whether it's going to be, and I'm not sure what their schedules, if they're doing walkthrough first, practice in the afternoon, they practice in the morning, walkthrough afternoon, because it's so different now. Jay still grew up in the era of 2-a-days,
right?
And so now camp is now when they cut down to 25 practices, but there's days off. It's so long.
Yeah,
it's a 30-day. Before it used to be like, hey, if we get through 2 weeks,
we're good.
That's it. School starting, and but now we also it's 2 practices a day. So all of a sudden we're into the 20s
I used
now.
to love when school started because one practice.
You couldn't wait for school to start. But all the thing too, Jake, that's so important is and I don't know who doesn't do this, but where graphic errors can be made is working as the offense and defensive coordinator. And I've worked with some great offensive coordinators about what are you installing? What is this? Sometimes they'll even look at the other guy. Is there a way you can hold that empty quads until tomorrow or whatever? That's a lot for us. Or someone will say, that blitz is a lot for us day one or whatever. So you talk through it, because here's where you can lose your players. Offense comes out and they go some form of unbalanced into the boundary, and you haven't covered it. And all of a sudden the players are like, whoa, what are we checking here?
Right.
What are we doing? This is we want to check. And you can lose all your confidence as a coach. So if you screwed it up as a coach and you knew it was in and you didn't get it covered, then you look bad on your side.
Right.
If it's on the other side, it just kind of if they brought it out and said, you know what, sorry about that. I forgot to tell you that we were going to install this formation. And so plays I don't care about. I just want to know formations.
Yeah.
I don't give one crap. I go, hey, you're going to go empty. You're going to go 3x2, 4x1. Okay, great. Yeah, you're going to go 2 back. I don't care. Great. As long as I know what the formations are that you're getting lined up to. And that's how you become highly efficient.
Right. And I think also as a team, you want to kind of go through the process together as an offense, defense, and special teams. You know, you don't want to be showing up at camp and trying to just bombard the offense with stuff they're not prepared for. You know, one thing, I watched this thing on Nick Saban, and it was a glimpse into his staff meeting. And he gave the business to the coordinators because his idea of what he wants when there's installing for both ball is they have like a pre-practice walkthrough, go get taped, walk through, go through it efficiently, walk through it again, and then really go full speed whenever their second is. Well, in one of those times, those 4 times, because he wants it 5 times before they do it live, they didn't do it. He took it out and said, you know what, well, you guys can't put this section of practice in because now we're losing time. And that's where you see teams like Alabama and then and you saw it at LSU, be so efficient because the time management and being able to install and execute things efficiently multiple times before you have to do it physically allows you to be able to play well. And if you come in and just say, hey, you know what, as an offensive coordinator, let's go zero blitz, let's go fire zone, let's go run a little combination coverage, and they're just running basic inside outside zone and play action, they can't get past the 50-yard line. That doesn't do them any good. It doesn't do you any good as well.
To answer the question regarding Fan Day, that's Sunday from 3 to 5 at the Hawks Championship Center fall camp.
Inside, because it's extremely hot outside.
105 degrees, something like that. So there you go. Fan Day on Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. at the Hawks Center. And fall camp begins on Monday. That will do it for us. Appreciate you coming in, Jay. Thanks for helping out.
Jay saved us.
We'll have Sippin on Monday for Bill Busch and Jay Foreman. I am Jake Sorensen. See you.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in July. Try their new lemon cream cheese on any bagel or breakfast sandwich. And try